the Eagles were that car. You know, when your check battery light come on, your warning lights come on, and as long as the car is going, you don't stop and take care of it, do you?
That's right.
You continue to go on. The battery light was on, you like, man, the car running fine.
Right.
It wasn't until it put them down last night, 32-9, that you say, man, what's going on with the Eagles?
The Philadelphia Eagles have found themselves on the wrong end of a bad situation. The 2023 Philadelphia Eagles got away with a lot of things, but I think that true Eagles fans might have saw this one coming. From poor performance to poor coaching to a lack of discipline, everything we've talked about with this team reared its ugly head one last time. Now, coming into this game, we knew two things. Star receiver A.J. Brown was a no-go, and Jalen Hurts was dealing with a hand injury. Now, stepping into a coach's mindset, that should tell us that our best chance at winning stems from the run game and moves out. This would also generate more success in your RPO, screen, and play-action game. However, of course, that's not what we saw. Now, I want us to look at 4 plays on the Eagles' first offensive drive so we can display the lack of creativity to create an advantage. One thing we know about the Philadelphia Eagles, they almost strictly run the ball out of pistol or shotgun. It's counter, it's power, and it's inside zone. First play here, Philly is in 12 personnel, and we have a counter as we pull the guard and the backside tight end for a big 9-yard gain by Swift. Second play, Eagles come out in 12 personnel, 2x2 set. Dallas Goedert's going to motion across, and we have an inside zone handoff to Swift. It's a first down. But only 2 snaps later, we have the fourth play of the drive. And it looks eerily similar because it is. This is the same exact formation, even down to the splits. Same exact motion, but this time, we're going to have an RPO. Dallas Goedert is going to motion across and show us the RPO read, but the Tampa Bay corner does a great job defending the play here. And I think this is the problem that Philly has faced all season. There's been an improper balance due to a lack of understanding. How can I lean on my personnel and my talent of my roster, but also be creative and not tell my hand to the defense? Right here, we have a 3rd and 2 play. And before I even show you what happens on the play, let's talk about the possibilities of outcomes. We're facing a 5-man front. One of the middle linebackers is mugging in the gap. Quarterback should automatically be on alert. But the biggest thing we see is here, there's no safety help. This is truthfully cover 0. So I know through my own film study and just knowing some of Todd Bowles' tendencies right here, he's bringing the 7-man pressure the entire time. And I want you to watch the routes by the Eagles receivers. Then we will discuss the play. So you see it. It's 3rd and 2. Film study throughout the week should have told us to lean in favor of the 7-man pressure, and there's no hot route for Hurts. Here, we have another 3rd down play. Once again, Bowles brings 7. There's no hot route. Even though I like Devontae Smith to win on this route more times than not one-on-one, I'm asking my quarterback to consistently make a read outside the numbers and actually deliver an accurate pass on time off of his back foot. How can we consistently get first downs and pick up good yardage in these situations? Where are our in-breaking routes? Where are our drag routes? Where are our slants? These are the types of things that help get our quarterback in rhythm and help make the quarterback feel more comfortable within the game, but you lack those things, fundamental things within the passing game. Not to mention, the passing attack was accompanied by a lackluster screen game, poorly blocked screens, poorly timed screens, and not being executed. So when we pair an offense that lacks basic fundamental structure to help quarterbacks in a running game with 0 creativity, you get 9 points against Tampa Bay. You score 0 points in the first half versus the New York Giants, and you score 17 versus the Seattle Seahawks. Even though I think so highly of players individually on this offensive line, like Mailata, like Kelsey, Dickerson, Johnson, that unit that I saw in this game and even throughout the entirety of the season, it was somewhat unrecognizable at times. But I don't want to beat a dead horse. Actually, I think I'll stay away from all violence. But if you thought the offense was bad, let's take a look at some of the defensive mishaps, the foundation of this lackluster defensive performance, and it boiled down to 3 components: a lack of understanding individual assignments, a lack of communication in the back end, and a terrible approach to fundamental tackling. And for me, the worst part about it all is the final score that we saw on the board of 32-9 could have been way worse if not for a lot of drops by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sometimes we often blame coaches for players struggling. And while there were instances where Matt Patricia didn't put his defense in position to succeed, this was one of the most atrocious efforts I've ever seen pertaining to tackling. Luckily for you, we have a play where we get to see both of these things in action at the same time. Now, right here on this play, the Eagles go cover one against a 3-by set from Tampa Bay. Not a problem. But my problem lies in the fact that we have a weak side safety 10 yards deep covering a running back who's in the gun. Now, I'm not in the Eagles film room, but there is one thing that I do know, and this could possibly explain what they're trying to do right here. Understand that the 2 press corners, this is bump and run. You can't switch, match, or bracket this. But look at our other DB who is aligned about 8 yards off of the ball. I want us to pay attention to him. What I'm about to say only works if we get across from number 2, but our weak side safety, he should carry this crosser. And our strong side safety, he should now carry the back. But this only works if our 2 safeties are on the same page and can effectively communicate at a high level. However, we don't get that. DBs running to each other, wide open receiver in David Moore. Now, if you thought it was already bad, here it gets worse. This is the second part of it. Throughout all levels of football, the vice drill should be a daily drill in practice. This is where 2 defenders bring down a ball carrier by attacking each outside hip and cutting off the angles. But it can't be for this team, because here we witness horrific angle tackling, defenders running on the same levels, and a lack of pursuit. David Moore touchdown. And I think this play alone sums up the problem with this defense. Even in a game where Baker Mayfield was sacked 4 times, the pass rush couldn't feast as much as they could have because Tampa Bay could just resort to the quick game, know they were getting at least 5 yards a clip based on the Eagles tackling in the secondary and the linebacker core. Neither man or zone coverage was sound in this game. And we pair that with the fact that Rachaad White also ran pretty decent in this game. But all of these things on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball bring me to my final point. The things you saw in this game, they were there all season. Shannon Sharpe said it best. This team had its check engine lights on, but nobody was notified until it broke down. With Jason Kelce officially out of the door and Lane Johnson and other key veterans potentially reaching the end of their playing days, I think it's human nature to call for change as a Philly fan. It's no denying that Howie Roseman faces major decisions as we approach the free agency and the NFL draft. The football team is currently constructed is not the same team that made it to the Super Bowl. When I personally say that this team should blow it up, I'm looking at coaching staff adjustments and a number of changes at key positions. I still believe at the foundation, the core of this team is immensely talented. But on that same note, it's a real possibility that next year, that same core has a different supporting cast. If you'd like to know how this will be fixed, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our all-season and NFL draft content. Thank you for watching as always, and we'll be back in the film room.